think I have a victim. I forget to... Oh, soil isn't dreadful. There's... Oh, that's not even off that. Do you think he's dead? I killed it. No, well, this is my first casualty of these. I think I treated it too mean. They do take some abuse though, but I think he gave up. I'm sorry. Some plants don't make it. Welcome to this week's video. I want to bring you somewhere really cute, but first I'm going to share the footage that I did last night. So I did a nice clean up, hadn't cut the grass in about 2-3 weeks, especially in the front. So nice and satisfying. Planted or sowed some borage as well, some borage seeds. But in the woods where I visit sometimes, there's loads of wild garlic. And I also want to go to that other wild garden. I think I visited it back in January or February. I think it was February, and there was just like hellebores, hellebores, and that was it. So now that it's May, I just realized, I was like, time flies and I haven't been there. I've missed their spring bulbs and everything. So I want to see what they have growing as well, so we can get some inspo. It's nice to get out of your own garden and get inspo elsewhere. But anyway, I'll show you the footage of me pottering around the garden last night. Then we will go to the place, but I will get coffee first. So my lawnmower, I think, could be on the way out. It was doing a chuggy thing. Good old mechanical term there for you. It was doing a chug, but I had petrol in it. So I checked the oil and there was like no oil in it, and I've never put oil in it in the length of time I've had it. So I got some lawnmower oil from the shop and I filled it up, and it did stop chugging, but then towards the end of my mowing session it started to chug again. So I don't know if the lawnmower oil was the solution. Maybe I need to bring it for a service. But that's what I'm popping into the lawnmower. If you have had the same problem, this is a petrol one as well, and yeah, I've had it years and years. I don't even know the model. I just know it has like a Briggs and Stratton engine, but that's not the brand. In my front garden I have a square patch of lawn, just for anybody who's new, and something I've always thought of doing, to be honest I just haven't gotten around to doing it, is I would love to turn this square patch of grass into possibly like a mini allotment with some raised beds and plant some apple trees in the front. This is a square patch of grass that most people would pave over and have like a second car parking space. But I still have room. There's parking on the road and I can fit another car behind me if I needed to. But so I do toy around with the idea of doing something in the front. Sometimes I will leave the grass without being cut for like a month at a time, just to leave it for the bees. Making a meadow would also be another option that would be very cute. There's something I've noticed in the past, probably like week or so, it kind of just comes up on you, is all of this new green growth. It is super windy, I ain't crying. So much foliage has just shot up overnight, and also the trees are getting the leaves back. And I noticed that in my own garden, but I noticed it when I was out walking. So there's lots of things like in flower kind of on the woodland floor. Oh, so it's really windy, so I hope you can hear me, but I will find the pretty stuff and get some shots for you.
You make me nervous. I think I might be hooked on you. All of the things you said to me, it seems like you like me too. We can take it slow, make sure we do this right. Canceled all my plans to be with you tonight. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be. You make me anxious. I think I might be stuck on you. I love the things you did for me, it seems like you're dropping clues. There's no need to rush, so let's just take our time. Dropping everything, 'cause you're stuck on my mind. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry.
This is the place where I wanted to show you all this. I think it's wild garlic, and it's just growing. It's probably hard to tell because the sun is shining on it, so it kind of looks like it's just sunshine. But I don't know if you can see, there's actually a lovely field in there. I don't know who owns that, but there's like, the grass is just growing a bit wildy. I can see all the like dandelions in it. It reminds me of when I was on Camino and there was all these like fields with meadows in them. But I'll walk you up here and you might be able to see the wild garlic better. So all of that bed of white, I just thought it was so pretty.
Trying to find another way to say this, but I think you were meant to be with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think
I am so sorry, my memory card was full when I was in the woods. So next week I'll bring you to the wall garden, because I think my video will be 10 years long if I go to the different places. But I hope you enjoyed the little stroll around the woods. I just noticed that lots of stuff, it's like not overnight, but they just erupted. There has been like a lot of rain and then like some sunny spells, weather update. And I just noticed that all the trees have just erupted, and there was a couple of bluebells, not a lot, but loads of that wild garlic, and I just thought it was really pretty. Now I am going, remember last year's sunflowers? Oh, those sunflowers. I'm going to dig out my, I don't know if I have enough old pots, you know, like the recycled plastic ones. So I'm going to dig them out and I'm going to thin out the self-seeded sunflowers in the flower bed, and I'm going to pot them on so that I can move some of them next month then into the front garden and spread the sunflowers around so they're not all in the one section. Those sunflowers are ruthless. They are ruthless. They will go threaten the frost. Frost did not do a tap to them. They kept growing. So I'm going to thin them out and then move them. Now, I'm not sure if these are going to take because it's actually quite hard to thin out the seedlings. I find the roots are really deep and in there. So I did, like they say whenever you transplant to take it from the true leaf. So I only took some flowers out that had the true leaf, not the seed leaf. And the root system was so deep. So I've put them in and they do have roots on the end, but whether they continue to grow, I don't know if I'll have 100% success rate, but here's what I have. And hopefully if they do continue to grow, I'll move them out probably start of June to the front, and I'll also have enough that I can give some away. Okay, it is time for what's growing in the garden. Lots of sunflowers, but I want to give you an update on the potatoes. Remember I put them in the bags? That is down there. This is just like my messy corner. Also, those sunflowers have just flumped. So I think there might be a fail, but listen, I'll give them a week, maybe more, we'll see. But potatoes, absolutely flying. There's a random strawberry in there and my gardening gloves. So in the back, not much happening with the sweet pea teepees. Actually, this one is doing really well. Sweet peas seem to have climbed on. These ones have flumped, but I'm going to tie them in and then they should get going. The Erigeron is starting to flower, but it's quite small. I thought it was going to be bushy, and some of the nasturtium from last year obviously self-seeded, and that is starting to grow as well. And then over here, oh, do you know what? Remember I was saying that the tulips in this bucket, or sorry, raised bed, were kind of disappointing? I take back what I said. Some of them are, but I'm loving, I think those blue flowers are Camasias, or they could be bluebells. I think Camasias though. And there's some alliums coming up as well, but the red tulips that were here the past couple of videos, I deadheaded them because all at once they just lost their heads. So I just deadheaded them and mowed up any of the flowers. So I'm loving this view right now. I feel very like secret garden vibes. Then over here, lots of green growth. I just put down some soil feed as well. So these guys look like they're about to open. So I think these are Aquilegia. So you can see there's some tiny heads on them. I've got some fennel, and then there is lupins. There is a bunch of alliums there as well. There's some in a bucket getting ready to open. I left this wild patch of grass as well, but it's not really doing much yet. Those geraniums are starting to get going, lots of new growth on them. No sign of any buds, but I'd say it won't be long. And then down the back, good old Brunner doing well. So in the front, so someone had suggested popping a mirror here, and I think I will, and put some more shady plants in here. And this clematis, I think it's called Winter Beauty. It's looking a little bit sad, but there is new growth on her. And then down here, I can't remember the name, but I got this as a bulb back in March with Karen, and it has some flowers. So I'm really happy with that. In here I have Shasta daisies that I planted last year. So there's loads of growth on them. I do have, I think this is an Alcia, but you can see there's a mini, is that a little snail having a little chompy chomp? And then there's a couple of poppies in the back. I think that's a Welsh poppy. So the alliums are getting going in here. And I also, on the climbing rose, I have a little rose in the back, if you can see. That gives me joy. And this is scented as well. I have another geum, and this geum is from my neighbour's garden. And that was a division, so I'm delighted to see that that has grown. So there's lots of stuff kind of growing in the back. Good old hydrangea Annabelle is in the back, and last year she gave me a hard time, so she has grown, she has come back. The other one down there that I moved did come back, not looking so fresh, so we will see. I have given hydrangea Annabelle lots of feed in the soil, and I'll keep an eye on her and see just how she grows. This will be the 3rd year she's in the garden, so I'll see how it goes. Lots of, I think, Alcias, these ones. I think this is a pink one, and then the good old pink bush down the end with all of the pretty flowers on it. And then something else that I absolutely love is all of the trees, and all of them are now full of foliage, and it gives me like a nice shady spot. It's a nice shade while it's sunny. But yeah, you can see, you remember last year I got help with the ivy to get it cut, so I could do with a little trim just to keep on top of it. I do like a little bit of it spilling over. You'll see it on the wall here, but just not when it goes woody. I think it's time for a cup of tea over there in the garden. Oh my god, you can probably feel the heat. There's actually a bit of heat in that sun. I was like, I need to go in and put the SPF on. I'll get the gardener's farmer tan. That's all I got up to in the garden this week. Let me know actually if you grew potatoes as well, if you planted them similar time to me. How are you getting on with your potatoes? I was chatting to Karen there, and she needs to get more soil for her bags, and hers are huge, kind of like mine. I'm trying to remember back to last year, but I do remember going to Bloom, and there was a potato convention in Ireland. Of course there was, and there was this huge area full of potatoes, and they were all in bags. But I feel like mine are bigger than last year. But I need to look back on maybe an older video and see. That's me for this week. Let me know how yous are getting on. If you're new to my channel, check out the playlist. Sundays are garden videos, Thursdays are house and craft related. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. For my regular viewers, you know the drill, and I'll see you in the next one.